while journeying through this world of woe. And there's no sickness, no toil, no danger in that bright world to which I go. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, and beautiful fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep.
It's 8 o'clock on a Sunday. Once again, regular crowd shuffles in. There's an old man who's sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin. He says, son, can you play me a memory? I'm not really sure how it goes, but it's sad and it's sweet, and I knew it complete when I wore a younger man's clothes. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling all right. Now, John at the bar, he's a friend of mine. He gets my drinks for free. And he's quick with a joke, or he'll light up your smoke. But there's some place that he'd rather be. He said, John, I believe this is killing me. As a smile ran away from his face. Oh, I know I could be a big movie star if I could get out of this place. La la la, la la la. La la la, la la la, la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling all right. I hope so anyway. Pretty good crowd for a Sunday. It better be, because you know that notion when you think you're looking out there and there's two people. There's John Bound, right? Hello, John. Nice to see you. But you're probably late. You're probably having a cup of tea somewhere out in the field, milking a cow or doing whatever you do out there in Derbyshire. And who else will be there? Oh, yes. We're going to have Karen Spicer. Hello, Karen. I know you're going to be there. And there's two of you, and there might be two others later on.
John Bown is watching.
You see? Yeah. I told you, John Bown.
There's lots of people watching.
Well there better be.
And they're all delighted.
They're delighted to be back.
Delighted.
Okay. So let me sing. It's a pretty good crowd. Reasonably sized crowd. A few people in a room.
Just get on with it.
For a Sunday.
Got lots to do. Move it.
I hope you like my God Save Our Gracious Queen at the beginning.
Yeah, that was very
Kind
appropriate.
of mark it,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
I started and watched Deliberate Mistake with the mouth organ. Now, you'll have to forgive me because I've now got another chest infection. I've got bronchitis again. And it's finding it really difficult to breathe. That's a present from Scotland. Hi. Hello. We present from
Along
Scotland.
with all our other goodies.
Exactly. Well, that's another thing. I think that's a picture of that.
All right.
There's a pretty good crowd for a Sunday. I'm a manager. She gives me a smile. I had to say, you walked in here and your hair looked very Silvercrin. It was a Silvercrin moment. You could be sponsored by Silvercrin itself. That little thing of grey there. You look like that woman in
my Cruella de Vil,
whatever strike.
And
a manager. She gives me a smile, which she's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. You're 65 this year, aren't you?
I am 65, yes.
And on June the 23rd. If you're thinking about sending birthday cards, do.
3 weeks'
65.
time.
She'll be pensionable age.
I won't be.
How did I marry an old woman? And yet, looks so fresh and young.
Well,
did you see what I did
there? You've got an old
there?
kidney, you're all right.
Because she knows that it's me. Although she looks good, she knows that it's me. Put the program back on. Here, look, this is the face that you need to see. She knows that it's me. Then we come in to see. To forget about life for a few minutes. Or for a while. And the piano, it sounds like a carnival. And the microphone, it smells like a beer. And they sit at the bar and put bread in my jar. I say, man, what are you doing here? La la la, la la la. La la la, la la la, la la la. Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. Well, we're all in the mood for a melody, and you got us feeling alright. One that's been very popular on tour.
And one that people wish that Jonathan had sung last night, I seem to remember.
Apparently, the Queen just didn't get the note. But this is for you. I got a note here saying, take out all the nonsense at 5. It was my editing notes from the record when we recorded it way back when. It goes like this. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Play it for us, Raul D'Oliveira. Of a rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. And you, well, I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
And it is a wonderful world, as we've been saying. It's been beautiful.
Play us out there, babe. Legend, the flugelhorn, Mr. Raul D'Oliveira, with Mark Edwards on piano, Danny Beckett on drums, and Arnie Sobergy on double bass.
Very lovely. That is such a lovely version of it. Such a
I think a
lovely
lot of
version.
people find it
a
to
lot
be.
of people find it beautiful, and I think a lot of people are very glad to hear that tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome for those of you who've had a busy, busy, busy time. Over the last few days, running fates, running music events, taking part in fates, big church day out, whatever you've been doing, welcome, enjoy a lovely, relaxed evening with JV and Sue. I'm not sure how relaxed it will be, but...
Summertime. Apparently. The living is easy. Fish are jumping. And the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your ma is good looking. hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing. Oh, you spread your wings and take to the sky. That morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. With your daddy and mammy standing by. Summertime and living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your dad is rich and your ma is good looking. So why don't you hush, little baby, don't you cry. In the wee small hours of the morning, while the whole wide world is fast asleep, you lie awake and think about the girl and never ever think of counting sheep. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, you'd be hers if only she would call in the wee small hours of the morning. That's the time you miss her most of all. heart has learned its lesson. You'd be heard if only she would call in the wee small hours of the morning. That's the time you miss her most.
Wow, John Bown is right. Smooth as silk, JV, is what he said. Smooth as silk. Very nice.
Thank you, John, and for the other 3 people listening tonight. We just love having
Lots
you.
of people listening.
Have you finished watching the pageant? Have you finished yet? No, that's a great song sung by the inimitable Blue Eyes. And I came across it whilst watching a Netflix series on TV, Mrs. Maisel. And it was one of those, they played the tracks. Sue went and just bought me the track, and then I downloaded a lot of the songs as well. So we got the CD and we downloaded it. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
Get the CD, that helps the artist, and download the tracks so you can have it on your phone as well. That's what you can do. Anyway, do you know, I'm going to do one more song, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sing this one because I like the song. And is it okay if we can do Guide Me, O Thou Great Jehovah? Is that okay?
Yeah, she's on it.
Yeah, can we let's go for that one. It's a great one. This one is from Hymns Project 2. I just love the version that Mark came up with this one. This was a beautiful version. Can we just jack the sound up a little bit, please, on my foldback? Thank you, Rachel. That'd be lovely. Guide me, O thou great Jehovah, peering through this barren land. I am weak, but you are mighty. Hold me with your powerful hand. Bread of heaven, bread of heaven, feed me now and evermore. Feed me now and evermore. Open now the crystal fountain where the healing waters flow. Let the fire and cloudy pillar lead me all my journey through. Strong deliverer, ever be my strength and shield, ever be my strength and and be safe on Canaan's side. Songs of praises, songs of praises, I will ever sing to you. I will ever sing to you. It's funny, is it with bronchitis? I breathed in to sing a song, a line,
You went all fuzzy.
and I couldn't do it.
Well, you're just singing beautifully in between the coughs and the wheezes and everything
I
else.
did a show on Friday in Romford, and I literally had no idea how I was going to go ahead. Anyway, here we go. I want to speak to
our friend Adrian.
Our friend Adrian now. Adrian, are you there?
And I'm there.
Yay.
Look at you.
Look
How
at
are you? In your
What's
new
wrong
sunglasses.
with you now?
I know.
What's wrong with you now? What are you complaining about?
I know. Well, I think actually, Doctor, the thing is, reminds me of the old joke. The guy goes to the doctor and he's been a hypochondriac all his life. All his life, all right? And he's always got something wrong. Every single day he phones the doctor and he's living. And then suddenly he dies, right? And he's gone and he's dead and he's in the coffin. And then suddenly one day there's a knocking on the coffin. There's a knocking on the coffin door. And he's calling for the doctor and he's calling for the doctor. And people are going, this is very freaky. And he's in the coffin and he's calling for him. Eventually they open the coffin and the doctor comes to my side. He said, all my life, through life, you plagued me. He said, there was something wrong with you every single day. Now, what do you want now? You've been dead for half an hour. He said, doctor, I wonder whether you've got anything for worms. All right, I just thought I'd give you that one. And before we go, that was 1 minute that you'll never get back in your life.
Well, the 2.5 hours last night I didn't get back in my life. I watched the concert from Buckingham Palace. Where were you?
I know. Mate, can I just say, they didn't ask, okay? As people keep saying to me, Jonathan, I think some of you think that I'm personal friends with the Queen. I'm not, okay? She's forgotten. If she knew about me, she's forgotten about me. I performed to her, but that's a long time ago.
I'm not convinced that the Queen had much to do with.
No, I don't think. No, who would have chosen Rod Stewart, who could barely breathe, let alone he reminded me of me? Oh my! And Elton John. I mean, they're propping it. Literally, I think he's propped up the scaffolding at the back, isn't he? It's all the. I mean, listen. I don't criticise. I wasn't there, and they didn't ask me to bring him home or something like that, which would be a song for Prince Andrew. Anyway, but enough about the royals. We don't want to get into that, do we? It would be send him away from home. That would be the song. Send him home.
Brilliant.
Right.
Brilliant.
And so, Rachel has written, move on. Never. Now she said move on, I'm going to stick around.
Go away, Rachel. Bring Sue back.
No, bring Sue back. Now, I brought you on, my dear boy, because as we've been travelling around, and we're going to talk a lot about this, a few minutes at a time, we're going to talk about Scotland and everything else that happened. But you and I have been in conversation, and we've been aware of, you've got a friend trust is out there, and it's wanting to help people. It's getting some money given to it quite regularly, small amounts sometimes and large amounts in other times, as you know.
Yeah.
And we do what we can on this side of the pond to make things happen. And tell us a bit, because I'm a bit concerned myself that people are not putting people forward. The need cannot have subsided. In fact, we know it's growing. So what do you think is going on here?
You and I had a very brief conversation about this earlier, and we regularly WhatsApp each other. And I just wonder whether there's so much media at the moment about poverty and debt and energy, all sorts of things ranging around our world, not just in our country. And I wonder if people think, I'm not going to talk to you, YGAF, because there's somebody worse off than me. Well, if you think that, let us know, because there is nobody worse off than you. You are precious, and you are the people we want to hear about. And I think our little concern at the moment is, I thought we'd hear um, from more people, but I guess history tells us that when things are tough, people give more. And we know the generosity of this community is outstanding, Jonathan. I mean, when you and I talked about this nearly 2 years ago coming up, that we've given out £8,000 in grants to various people
Fantastic.
for all sorts of things, ranging from food vouchers to some furniture to some clothing, baby clothing. And I love this one, giving out some love gifts, support for having some domestic appliances replaced. And, when we started this, Jonathan, I don't think we ever thought, well, Jonathan and Sue, we ever thought that we would be sitting here talking about this level and money still coming in. And for everyone that's listening and anyone just pass on our thank you, because it's not about the big gifts. It's not about the small gifts. It's just thank you to everybody. And we will always say and keep saying, don't give us if you can't, because,
No.
but the generosity, it's just stunning. I don't know what the word is to describe it. It's just incredible. It really
is. And I think actually that I want people out there too to put on their thinking caps, because there are going to be people that they're helping in needy situations who could do with some help. Particularly, we've seen the energy bills increase now, and people have got some help from the government, but it's not come through yet. There are cash prizes from the government, if you like, that will be coming through after Sunak mentioned things the other day. But these things take time to happen, and for many, many families, still the need will be great, and so we've got to keep things really online here. Contact Sue and I, or contact Adrian directly. You've got all the information there to do it. If you're watching this later in the week or later, please, just contact us. Okay, yeah. I've submitted somebody. I saw a couple of letters that you sent of thanks, and I was going to read them tonight anonymously, but I've left them on the kitchen table, and I'm not going out there now to get them. Could you just if you could, you know where they are on the island. We have our own private island. I don't know whether you know that. That's what we say. It's an island. So just use the boat, Sue, to get across there, or get the butler to row for you. What? I'm just saying. It's on the kitchen island. So, and I was quite touched by these letters, and I just want people to really grab hold of the fact that this is for them, and they must know people who could use a helping hand. I think that's what we've always talked about, an arm round.
It is, Jonathan, and I think we've also developed this phrase recently of helping people over the bump in the road of life.
Yeah. Yes.
We, as the trustees as well, we've unfortunately, because of everyone doing different things, we haven't been able to talk recently, but we communicate by email and various other social media stuff. But we know we're preparing ourselves to think differently. How we thought 2 years ago is completely different to how we must be thinking now. And, we are challenged. We don't believe that, we know we don't want money sitting in a bank. That's not what this trust is about. It never has been.
No, it's in and out. That's the idea, is it travels in and it travels out.
But also, being transparent, we do need a fighting fund as well.
Yes.
We absolutely need a fighting fund, and it's important to us. And although letters are important, response is important to us, to let people know they've got. We don't want any thanks, and that's not being facetious.
No.
The thanks are to everyone. Every single person in this community is creating this wonderful trust.
Can I just read this? Dear Jonathan and Sue and the YGAF trustees and those who've given, thank you so much for granting me X amount, I'm not going to say it, for a new fridge freezer. It will definitely help me and my son when we moved into the flat. I'm looking forward into moving forward and settling into my new home. I appreciate all your help. Love from a person out there who you helped. You people helped. I mean, that's what I love about that one.
Yeah.
This one, dear Jonathan and Sue, Jonathan, Sue, so-and-so and I are grateful for the financial support that this woman has, this is related to this gift that we've just given, has received from YGAF. Since we've started fostering, we've realised how great a need there is amongst the young parents who we are involved with. It is a privilege to be able to support, encourage and bless those in our care. We have observed that these people have a lack of self-worth and a disbelief that anyone would want to help them or be interested in seeing them succeed. Thank you so much for the gift. Anna has now been allocated a flat and is excited to furnish it. And she is looking forward to moving in after the 31st of March as her placement here has been successful. Lots of love and thanks. And that, I love that. Let me just read, there's a singer, very famous singer, jazz singer I love, Gregory Porter, his name is. And on the way to the gig on Friday, I listened to this and it moved me. I had a hard day on Friday and it was very difficult. And I was listening to this on the way in silence on the M25, really. And tell me whether this is, and it's very appropriate for this particular weekend of royal stuff. And it says, well, they gild their houses in preparation for the king or the queen, and they line the sidewalks with every sort of shiny thing. They will be surprised when they hear him say, take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their way. Let them hear me say, I am your friend, come to my table, rest here in my garden, you will have a pardon. Isn't that, because it brings in every aspect of what we're doing. It's about hospitality, it's about welcome you into our home, and hopefully people can welcome out there into your home. And then we can welcome, says the King, to the afflicted ones. And that's what this community is about. And I think actually when I look at the Queen, I'm not a huge royal family fan, but I am of the Queen. I'm a massive fan. I think she has restored real faith in the monarchy for me, as a woman of faith. And it would seem to me that would be the kind of song that she would identify. Take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the alley, where nothing's seen. But we see this, and this is what we're seeing right with YGAF. Would you agree? I hate to...
Yeah, I would totally, and I think the Queen's faith that she promised in 1952, 1953, to be faithful to her gospel and to her God, to her Jesus, she stands by. You know how difficult it is for us to make promises that we keep. Whether we make them in private or public, and she made them to 277 million people. Yes. And she's kept it.
Well put, Adrian. Thank you for that.
You can't get it. You can't. There's no shadows there, is there?
No. No.
But I think that Jonathan, one of the messages we had some time ago, it was actually quite simple. It said, "I don't know what to do. Do I eat or do I have the heating on?" And
I mean, no, we cannot sit by. We cannot sit by. We cannot heal the world, but we can heal our tiny little corner of it, and we can help to heat a room.
We can make a little difference in a big way. We talked about that, and lots of metaphors: arms round, bumps in the road. But we really do want to hear from people. Anyone out there, do not think you don't matter.
No, don't hesitate for a second.
Don't hesitate. And the generosity, I can't tell you how much the generosity stuns us. It really does. But also the need humbles us. It really does. And
Adrian, it's been so good. Look, we've got to move on. We've got a big show. And Adrian,
just very
thank you.
Quickly, Jonathan.
Yeah, go on.
Can you say hello to Belinda, who you met on the seafront at Venda? Because I know she listens and she'd love you.
Belinda.
Hubby. Yes, we can.
Hello, my darling. Nice to see you. How are you? Now, this was a God moment, wasn't it? A God incident, as we'd call
Belinda.
it. And she came up. We saw her on the beach as we were walking. Well, we were walking along the front on the Isle of Wight, our favourite Isle of Wight. She was in the wheelchair, and then where we were, I never sit on your wall, ever sit on your wall, never. All right. And that particular day, I was tired. I just sat on the wall waiting for Sue, as usual. And no, Sue. I was waiting for Sue, and Belinda came by, and I thought, you know what? I must talk to her. I must just find out how she is. So I just said, "How are you doing? How are you?" Like that. And that was that. We started talking. Then we went back and had tea in her flat. You plugged into her life, and she's singing in a choir now.
It's fantastic.
It's fantastic. And thank you. This is it. This is what we're called
community.
to do. Person by person, street by street, neighbour by neighbour. That's it. That's what we're called to do. I was watching a guy called Roger Sutton, who is for Unity. You remember Leslie Sutton? We pray for her at the moment. She's feeling very unwell indeed. But he talked about neighbour by neighbour, literally street by street. That's where church is happening. It's not necessarily in that building. It's actually where you are in your road. Listen, I've got to go. But thank you.
I know you've got to go. I mean, we did something today in our community where the friends of our church, not the church, put on a barbecue, and it was free to the community. Just
Did loads of people? Loads of people?
Only about 130, Jonathan. You know.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Hey, the size of your town. That's practically the size of your town.
That's nearly everybody.
That's nearly everybody in there. Right,
Brilliant.
mate, I'll talk to you soon. God bless you. Lovely to have you.
Love you
Let's
all.
have that song that actually confirms you've got a friend. Let's go for it.
When you're down and troubled and you need some love and care, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You got a friend.
You just served me the smallest cup of coffee. Right? Be grateful.
I can full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow. Keep your head together now and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking at your door. Oh, you just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh, oh, oh. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You got a friend, oh darling. You got a friend, my sweet darling. You got a friend, oh honey. You got a friend, oh darling. Here we go.
Off to Scotland.
John and Sue's big Scottish adventure. Let's see it. So, here you go. There we are. I thought we'd put this one and listen to this.
Well, there we are, running up the road, and oh look, it's welcome to Scotland. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The time has come for me to speak back in the Scottish accent. I'm back in Scotland, finally, and I'm off on the road to here. See you there.
Send help! Send help! Well, he drove me mad all the time. What can I say?
Are we back on? Am I back on?
Yes.
Oh, I can't see. I'm back on. Right.
No, we've got the screen.
Right, there we go. Thank you. Now, that was a nice little wee bit of Scottish there.
Oh, no, we started again.
Headed back up, and off we were past Penrith. Meant to stay the night. It took a long time to get out. These days it takes an awfully long time. I used to travel up and down to Scotland in 6.5 hours. No chance of that unless you're breaking the speed limit. And but enough about John and Liz. We're going to talk about them in a second. But we had that little 20 seconds short, 22 seconds. It got 1,500 views within about 2 days.
It's ridiculous. I thought I would have a little go at sort of filming our trip and do some shorts, and this one sort of suddenly went ballistic. And the next few, there were a few hundred, and then leaving Scotland again, it went ballistic again.
Went 3 points. So over 5,000 views on these little videos. Anyway, we had a great time up there, didn't we, Sue?
We had a lovely time. We had a lovely time. Lots of lovely people, and it was tiring, wasn't it? It was
very tiring.
Lots to do. Lots of
nice
miles
pictures.
covered.
Nice pictures. One thing I saw, I don't know if you've got this one.
Look, the Calmac ferry.
It's a new swear word, Calmac, that we learned actually up there.
What was really funny?
It's rarer, actually. To be honest, you see the Loch Ness Monster more than you see one of those ferries.
When I was planning this trip and I said that we were going across to Arran, people would say to me, the ferry. Have you booked the ferry? There's a problem with the ferry. And I kept saying, I've booked it. It's fine. I've booked it. As if that guaranteed me of anything.
Didn't. Because they cancelled it the night before.
They did.
And then then the website crashed. There was no way of contacting them. Nothing. And so eventually late that night, what they suggested is that we drive 3.25 hours
up north and further round to another ferry that was a what first come first serve, which sounds very dodgy.
And it was
dodgy.
Well, it was a weird route, wasn't it? Because you had to sort of go up and round. If I talk about the fingers of Scotland, if you sort of think about coming down one of those fingers, and we sort of came up through Veira and then down, and then we turned off, and it became a narrow road, and then a narrower road, and then it was sort of like a track.
And then this bloke greeted us at the end, and there was a board up, a laser display board, a less likely laser display board, and there was Aaron over there, temptingly, and we're thinking, well, goodness, how are we going to get across it? And this bloke comes up, he's about 6'3", and he comes in, he says, right, if you just like to park here. So I said, right. I said, do you know when it's coming? Oh, I don't know. Well, do you know when it's likely to be? Oh, couldn't tell you. Well, do you know how much it's going to cost to get over there? No. I said, do you know anything? He said, not really, no. I said, are you employed by them? He said, aye. And that was the end of it.
I don't think we saw him again.
We never saw him again.
In fact, I wonder whether he was employed by
Nothing,
them.
he's just a man in blue.
Yes, he was just a man
anyway,
directing the traffic.
Anyway, have you got a picture of the ferry? You should have a picture of the ferry. And it was a tiny thing.
Yeah, she's shown the picture of the ferry.
No. The ferry, the little ferry. I sent it up.
Oh, right. Okay.
And maybe we can't get that one up, and it doesn't.
Oh no!
No. Well, here we go then.
This is a real threat to the community. We were we did a number of charity shops while we were up there, and Jonathan.
Yeah, all right, thank you. Don't put that banjo back on.
Found this amazing album.
Double album.
I don't know how many tracks.
There's about 54
classics.
tracks of banjo. And I think it was close to, killing yourself with a banjo. Somebody literally would smack you over the head with it. However, do you like the look of the jacket and the cool glasses? And I was going through the town, people think I was very cool. Oh, look at this,
and
here we go.
We have
Trinidad Bobby. Come on then, Johnny. How are you doing? All right then. It looks like that, And it was, but John Bathgate, who we're going to speak to in just 2 seconds, who found the hat. I never bought it, by the way. Didn't buy it. We just left it, tried it on, and then left it for somebody else to wear. But I thought that's a great picture. That's going to be the new album, Caribbean Classics. And there's John Dick and Son.
We were driving along and we thought John and Samuel have been up to something. That's incredible. John,
Dick and Son. I just loved it. Loved that one. Is there anything more? I think that's about it, isn't it? Really. But we should move on now. Is there going to be another one? Is there coming? I don't know whether there is coming. Oh, that's it. Right.
We'll
so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the man who bought me that jacket, who's made me look cooler. Oh no, you found that one.
I found the jacket.
Right, calm down.
Everyone's asking tonight if you're wearing a velvet jacket, because the jacket, they can tell the jacket is new.
Yes, that's true.
And we went into the charity shops with John and Liz at the top there, John and Liz Bathgate, and we love staying with these friends of ours, and they know that we like charity shops and they like charity shops. So we went off and we just denuded all the charity shops of anything
worthy.
Fit us or fit you in particular.
Yeah.
And so I found a very nice big black leather jacket and this lovely jacket that he's wearing now.
Yeah. It's nice, this, isn't it?
Very nice.
And John found a lovely brown one. And there was the guy in the shop. John, are you there with us?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Yeah, great. And there's Liz as well. And also Ian, who's from Northern Ireland. How are you?
Doing well, mate. Yourself?
Well, I have my moments, and it's nice to see you all three. And I think Debbie might join you, but she's still out with the children swimming or something, isn't she? So you're hardy people. That's. Are you swimming to Arran and back? Is that the idea from West Kilbride?
She's working up to it, I think.
Yeah, I think she probably is actually. It's the only sure way of getting there, isn't it? Anyway, John and Liz took us to these lovely shops, and we ended up having a great time getting cheap. I mean, it was wonderful. Cheap clothes and shoes and things like that. And you two are addicted. You're worse than we are.
We're always beautifully dressed, Johnny. What are you talking about?
You are, because you go to the right shop.
Anyway, the right shops.
You go to the right shops. Welcome, and it's lovely to have you here. You were at the beginning of our Scottish tour and mini tour, really, and it was just lovely. You've moved into a new home in West Kilbride, which is, as you look at the map of England and Scotland, it's on the left-hand side. Obviously, the west is the clue to that one, and you go up and it's on the left-hand side, and Glasgow's just to the right if you go up a bit and right. But on the coast, it's just beautiful. And also Ian, who is their son-in-law, and Debbie, their daughter, with 3 fantastic children. They are outstanding children, I have to say. All three of them. I love them all. Particularly, I'm in love with Aidan. The little, what is he, 9?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Oh, he reminded me of a young me. Could not stop him talking. It was fantastic.
Good on storyteller.
He is, isn't he? Where does he get that from, Ian?
Inspirational from the father-in-law, I think.
No.
Hey, can I say you're very delicate? That's very well said. Yes, that's very good. You clearly clearly want some food or something. I don't know. It is. Oh, is that Debs? Ah, there you go. How you doing, Debbie?
Oh, not bad, not bad. Yourself?
Well, and Debbie, now she has the rare honour of having, when I was working up at Scottish Opera, I stayed with these poor people. They are still, when she was a wee girl, and they're still are you still getting over it, John? Liz?
Well, the counselling's coming to an end, but we're getting there.
That's 10 years of counselling. It's a bit much, isn't it?
I think it's a bit longer than that, isn't it?
I learned all kinds of words from Deborah, one of them being mayang. And that I got that. I said, would you like this? She said, no, it's totally mayang. Which I thought was quite a good word.
What did I hear when I was up there? That something about Debbie, you took Jonathan out to buy some shoes or something.
Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I think we were all there, weren't we?
No, just you.
Of course, everything is just a big, drama. Yeah.
Jonathan and drama, really?
No, you can't imagine it, can you?
Well, she marched me in. Liz, this is you. This is so you. She marched me into the shop. And I said, well, I don't really. Oh, she said, you'll be having one at least. One pair at least. She said, yeah. And I said, well, I've got my. She said, you can't be wearing them anymore. That's it. And she got rid of the shoes that I was wearing. And it was you, John, who remembered, who has 37 pairs of shoes in the cupboard somewhere. I remember you forcing me to buy these. Anyway, enough of this nonsense. What I had you all on to talk about was something that you did as a family. One of the themes about this whole week, 2 weeks for us, has been meeting families and seeing how families work together. It's fantastic. And seeing you, all of you there the other day in your house, John and Liz, it was just a lovely thing seeing you all dwelling together in harmony. The girls were cuddling with John and just, very safe there. And Aidan was giving it some and playing football with his dad. And Debbie, goodness, the girls are just like you. They deliver your everything like you. It's you. But you did something together. John and Liz, would you tell us a bit about what you in fact, you came down south to do it.
We did. Well, our son Neil lives near Blenheim Palace, and they do a triathlon there every year, which he's been doing for several years. And this year, we decided that we would enter it as a team, so a relay team. So we looked at the talent we had, and thought, well, maybe we won't. But it became obvious that we had the right talents in the right places. So Deborah's a good swimmer, Ian's a brilliant runner, and I can just about get on a bike and stay on it. So
there's Deb.
There's Deborah.
There's Deb.
That's Deborah. There she is.
Fully equipped.
Looking very glam.
Deborah, was it freezing cold?
No, it was lovely actually.
Oh, hold on. That's Ian.
Ian.
We get back to you. Let's see these pictures first. That's Ian running. And there's Blenheim Palace. It reminds you of home, doesn't it, that shot?
Very much.
It's a sideways.
John's about to fall out.
It's got a sideways right. It's about to...
That's a clever
Goodness,
trick.
that was such a difficult triathlon. Not only did they want you to cycle, but they wanted you to cycle sideways.
Stay on that wall like that.
That's fantastic. And can we see a picture of you all arriving at the there's the family. Are there all the kids?
Look at them.
They're all the ones waving you on.
Liz marshalling all the grandchildren.
All the grandchildren there.
Playing
That's
to her strengths.
the Bath Gates and the midgets.
The cloud of witnesses.
The cloud of witnesses. That's what we like to see. And look at this. Them running in together.
Yay!
Isn't that wonderful? With I think is that Aidan running with you?
Yes, Aidan.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we have one more. There's the medalists.
Look at them.
There they are. The runner, the swimmer, and the cyclist. and he's recovered from his sideways cycling now, and that's great. Now, Debbie, let's just deal with you first. How was it in terms of the swimming? How was that? Was that tricky?
I absolutely loved it. You know, actually, I've been swimming in a pool all winter, but the minute you get into a lake and you've got your wetsuit on, actually, it gives you so much more buoyancy, and the temperature was lovely. In fact, it was so lovely that the minute we crossed the border into England, we all got sunburnt.
You're joking.
I'm not joking.
Goodness gracious. It was hot down here. It was okay up there while we were, it was still a little bit chilly. But
Just a delicate Scottish skin.
yes, I know. You're not used to the sun. You've never seen it really, have you? You've just seen hints of it. But did you get tired? Did you get weary with it, or was it okay?
I absolutely loved it, and you know, I think all the hard work over the winter really paid off. I started off, got into a good rhythm, and then as I went on, I actually found I've got more to give. I can speed up. It was just, you know, with it being triathlon, there's obviously you have to kind of try and navigate around other people and kind of work that out. But no, I absolutely loved it.
And
so
John,
much so that she zoomed up the hill, because there's a 400-meter run from the lake up to the transition area, and she came up there flying. I mean, it's incredible.
Fantastic.
Well done, you.
I was just having a vision of swimming uphill.
Yes, I thought that.
I thought
as
that was sideways cycling.
Swimming up.
So what did you have to do? Run backwards. It's the kind of egg and spoon race of life, you know. I think I didn't realise. So John, you on the cycle. I mean, I don't want to push this too much. John is in fantastic condition. When we were up there, he was eating like a chicken. The rest of us were eating like other animals, let's just say. And he's in great condition. And I don't think it's too much of a secret to say that it's your 70th year this year.
That is correct. Yep.
I mean, that's very impressive, John. Can I say that it is? But how did it feel cycling there? Did you get weary, or was it?
It was absolutely dreadful.
Really? Tell us.
Well, there's a bit of a steep rise around the back of the course that I had kind of forgotten how steep it was.
Yes.
So it was fairly hard going. But anyway, no, got round and made it. So.
Did you make it in good time, or was it?
Well, it wasn't going to be any world records, but.
He did good.
Ian hadn't gone home by the time I got there. You know, that was good.
Well, how long of a cycle was it again?
It was about 19 kilometres.
That's quite a distance.
It's about 9 miles, isn't it?
12 miles. 12 miles.
12 miles.
Nearly 12 miles. Yeah.
So that, and Ian, what about you? How far were you running?
It was just over 5 kilometres.
5 kilometres.
Yep.
That's enough, though. But you're fairly fit, aren't you? Living where you live, you run down the hill to the sea and all that kind of nonsense. You live on a hill.
Yeah, but it was a front row forward in rugby, do you know? So my skill set isn't really running.
No, it's just stopping things.
Yeah. So 5 kilometres is a good distance to travel.
And how did you get on with that as a front row? That's not easy, is it?
No, and the sun managed to peak out at that point as well, so it was blisteringly hot. But no, it was good fun. I mean, the whole event was just fantastic to be a part of. So well organised, and just doing it like that kind of wonderful atmosphere. You just enjoy running with other people, you know. So pushing through, I should say, you suffer, but you enjoy the rest of it. Yes,
I get it. And I remind the viewers that actually these were the parents of Zoe and grandparents of Zoe who came on, who managed to get COVID and was stuck in her room for how long was it? 10 days or something?
Oh, yeah.
A ridiculous amount. But she showed such heroism during that time, and we were all so impressed. The thousands of people that were watching at that time were just completely inspired by your daughter. But it actually does come from the family, and it's partly what I want to say, Liz, as the head of the family.
Definitely.
But let's be honest, Liz is a force of nature, and I mean that in the best possible sense. She's like a big sister to me. She's always been kind, straightforward, honest, and hard-working. And she's a provider. She looks after you. But you are very much a family woman, and it must have given you a lot of pleasure to see all your family taking part in this.
Yeah, it's wonderful. We do love to get together. And so all 12 of us were there because our son Neil went on an earlier one. He did the sprint distance, which means he does all 3 events. And
oh my goodness.
so we were all there to see him come in, and then the grandchildren all were shouting everybody on, actually, not just the people that they knew. So yeah, they did really, really well. In fact, our granddaughter Zoe is desperate to do her own triathlon because she's game for everything. So we're looking for one that she can do, hopefully in the summer. So yeah, it's great fun.
It is a testimony to family, John, would you say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, I think the whole event, you know, the world at the moment is not a happy place, is it? And for lots of reasons, but it was just a little illustration that people can get together, have a lot of fun, friendly competition. That's the great thing. And family orientated, people of all different shapes and sizes and abilities, but everybody supporting each other. And that's just a wonderful thing to be part of.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's lovely that you come down south to do it. We came up to see you and you popped down. Is there something about that when we come up you go down? I don't know, I'm just asking. It's just coincidental.
We just haven't got the timing right yet.
No, right. No.
I think you got it absolutely
right. You got it absolutely right, I think, actually. Hey, look, it's so good to see you all on. And I know that Zoe is you're doing special. She's doing... I think, where does she come in Scotland for swimming? She's
doing well because she's swimming with kids that are actually a lot older than her.
A lot older than her. So and where was she? I can't remember. Well. Somebody remind me, where is she in the Scottish echelons of swimmers?
Well, she's now competing at a national level. So she was in what we call SNAGs, which is the Scottish National Age Group competition.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So she's desperate to do it. And be with you and run the triathlon the next year. So is it an annual event?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, because I'm thinking, well,
happens every year.
Oh, right.
we thought we'd do it every Jubilee year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're cowards because Sue has volunteered. She actually volunteered on here to go on the 5K run, which is great. And I'll be there cheering her. I'll be standing there at the end cheering her on. I know I will be, and I might run from the car to the fence. I think that's going to be about it, really. Listen, guys.
Gifts.
Sorry?
We all have our gifts.
Exactly, Liz. And that's the truth, isn't it? Listen, thank you. You hosted us so beautifully. And you are our people in Scotland and amongst so many now. And we love being up there with you. And thank you for having us. Sorry you couldn't come to Arran with us, of course, but you were doing something more important, and we got over there eventually and did it, but maybe next time. Anyway, thank you for being on with us tonight, and God bless all of your families, and Neil as well, who I should have had on, but we couldn't get everybody in, and that would have been a nightmare. So
thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Love you lots.
Love you lots.
Bye.
And so now, can we have...
we've actually got May Barr from Arran on tonight as well.
You're joking.
Lovely. So we've got people joining us all the time, which is wonderful.
Wonderful to have you. Wonderful to have you, May. And we got over there finally. And what an island! What a beautiful island it was. Actually, there were lovely pictures
beautiful.
of it.
We rang Ian, who was organising it, to say we've got a problem. The ferry has been cancelled. What do we do? Because we're here, but how do we get across? And he said, well, we've got plan A or plan B. So plan A, he said, I've got a friend who's got a boat.
A 20-foot boat.
A 20-foot boat. And he said, we could come and collect you with all your gear and put
in a 20-foot boat. I don't know how that was going to happen.
The sea was a bit rough. And I was very grateful when he said, or plan B is that you can drive up and round Clonaic.
Get a ferry.
We said, we'll do that one.
And the funny thing was, just a quick story, which is doing the whole thing, May will remember this, doing the concert, everybody's going, oh, Cal Mac, 100 people, oh, no, terrible people. And a little boy, Hector, he came forward and said to me, hello, he said, hello, Jonathan. He said, I'd like to just tell you that that ferry you took? I said, yeah. He said, my daddy was the captain. So we had to go, what a great place it is, and what a great, lovely people Calmac are. And thank you so much. So, yeah, we've got to be well. Anyway.
So I just want to say, there was a lovely moment in that concert. The nice thing about Jonathan's concerts is that every single concert is individual, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it depends on who's there very often as to what happens. And so Jonathan was asking everyone what they'd been doing during lockdown, what sort of new skills they might have learned, that kind of thing. And some ladies came up to you in the interval, didn't they? And they were very put out because Jonathan hadn't got to them to ask what they did.
They'd done during lockdown.
And what had they done, Jonathan, in lockdown?
What they'd done is swum on Whiting Bay.
Whiting Bay.
And it swum in the sea every morning, every day. And so that's fantastic. So I said...
They called themselves...
the Whiting Bay...
The Dukas of Whiting Bay.
Dukas of Whiting Bay.
Well, this rather captured Jonathan's imagination. The next thing we knew, he'd leapt back onto the piano and he'd created a song right then and there called The Dukas of Whiting Bay.
And I got everybody... And after I'd made up the verse, I then said, right, everybody, join in the chorus. I didn't even know what the chorus was. So it was quite fun, and we all made up the chorus together. Everybody was singing, waving their hands. It was a great evening. Now I'd like to move, if we can,
We've got
to
John ready and waiting.
John Penman. John, are you there, my dear boy?
Oh, he's coming.
Give him a moment. Are you there?
Oh.
There we go.
Yes.
That's it, John Penman.
I am
this
here.
This is Sue and myself, and we're here, and we're saying, John, lovely to have you on. You've been watching for a long time, and you've been friends. You're such a lovely man, and we're so glad that we came up to your roadworks around your church, basically, in Cowden Beath.
Tell us about those.
Tell us about those, John, and why they're there, and why they put there deliberately to upset me.
Yeah, they're not here this week, so it must have been just specially for you.
Thank you. That's very kind. Now, by a coincidence of nature, and it is literally only this, you happen to be cousins to Liz Bathgate, is that right?
That's right, very true.
So, I mean, that was not planned. I didn't, it's not the whole family thing on here. But, John, it's your family that got us, that just moved us so much. How many have you got in your family?
There's 13 of us all together.
Oh,
were you all there on Friday? It seemed Saturday.
Not quite.
No.
There's some of them that couldn't be there, but we have 3 children, all married, and then we've got 5 grandchildren. And they're all quite involved in the church. And as you saw on Saturday night, it's great to be there and see them all being involved and helping out as they did.
It's actually more than great. I thought it was inspirational.
Very impressive, yeah.
I came away quite emotional, actually. I was said to Sue, we had an hour's journey back, and once we got out of the roadworks, that took us about an hour.
Took us
and
a
it
while.
was 5 minutes home. But it was wonderful to see everybody pulling together in this church. And it is a lovely church. Debbie, the minister there, lovely lady, and she had her mum with her. And, you are blessed indeed.
Indeed, yeah.
But they all had different talents. That was what was great. That's what I was going to say.
Yes, I mean, when the kids were younger and the grandkids were younger, we could sit there in the church on a Sunday morning, and every one of the family would be involved in some way, either in the praise band or reading the scriptures or taking up the collection. And I just could never take that for granted. So blessed that is the way it is.
Wonderful.
It is, actually, and that they've not moved. I was more surprised that they hadn't really moved away. Is Cowden Beath such a wonderful town that people can't leave it, or what? What's happened?
Well, if you just wait a minute, there'll be one of them in just now, because that happens most nights.
Oh, they just come in?
They just come in, yeah.
Oh, that is so special.
But I think it wasn't just that they were able to do things. It was their attitude, which was totally positive. Let's help. Let's do this. And it was, really a fantastic experience for us, because of course we go to churches, we go to a new venue each concert, and sometimes we have people who can help us, and sometimes we don't, and this was amazing because they just were there in force, and everything came in, and everything was constructed, and it was a very easy get in, wasn't it?
Yeah, so to thank them, could you thank them all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not least of all,
when we got home on Saturday night, I sent them all a message thanking them and just saying I'm so lucky. I've got such a special family.
Yeah, you have, mate.
was very
It really is it's a tearful blessing, that one, isn't it? It's a kind of very emotional. It is.
Yeah.
And I was particularly impressed by your young lad, the rugby playing. What's his name?
Oh, Cameron, yes.
Cameron. Oh, he was so. He came up to me and said, "Do you know, I want to see it. It's been fantastic. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, it's totally great. You know." And I thought, you didn't have to say that. You didn't have to come and talk to me. You sought me out. And
everybody in the church is still talking about it. We're there this morning.
Great.
And they're still going on about how good it was and how special it was. I mean, it did take us almost 3 years to get you there, right enough, but
I know.
It was well worth the wait.
It certainly was. It was such a. We're going to play at the end of this whole thing. One of the songs that we recorded there, "Bring Him Home," from there. It was just a kind of. I think the people were just so lovely. It was just a kind of those that had turned up.
It was a very warm evening, wasn't it, John? I don't mean physically. I mean it was just there was a lot of heart there. Yeah, it was
a friendly crowd.
It was a very friendly crowd, and they went with whatever Jonathan did, and they laughed and they cheered and they whooped and wept and everything, really, didn't they?
John, just one thing. I just want to know really about churches in Scotland. You know, your experience, of course, is Cowdenbeath, and what's your experience of the return after post-COVID? You've been only done 7 or 8 weeks out of restrictions. Yeah. So what's your feeling about?
Well, we went ahead with the JV concert as part of our reawakening. The congregation, I would say, is between half and 2/3 of what it was pre-COVID.
Gosh.
And it's going to take a long time to recover. And indeed, there'll be some people that won't come back. They've got out of the way of being church, and they've got out of the way of being confident to come to church. And we just want to encourage people. And as I say, your concert week past yesterday was part of that process of hopefully bringing people back. And certainly the morning after your concert, there was more there than there'd been for a few weeks. So hopefully
isn't it?
We'll continue to grow.
I think actually that's part of the thing. You know, we're talking about unlockdown sessions live. So we're unlocking. And what we try and do is bring positivity and possibility back to people's lives. And a bit of fun, actually, a bit of a celebration attitude, you know, laughing together, singing songs of secular songs and spiritual songs that awaken and reawaken what's going on in their lives. We were just thrilled to be. I just wanted to say to you, thank you to you for your personal perseverance.
Absolutely.
I know it was difficult for the church, and you know, it was close to cancelling it, and then we went, let's do it, and I'm so glad that we did. It really was worth the trip.
Can I just say my memory of it in particular was at the end when Bethany came up to give you a hug, because you'd kept her involved in the whole thing, and nobody prompted her to do that. She'd never seen you before that night, but she felt a connection and wanted to give you a hug before you went away, and I thought that was brilliant.
Oh, bless her.
It is very special, and that's what we try and do, John. Connect with people and help them to then connect with other people. That's what the story is.
Well,
Thank you so much.
Bethany's watching you at the minute, I'm told.
I noticed that she was on.
Bethany, how you doing, girl? Nice to see you, and thank you for coming to the show, Bethany. It was lovely to have you on. And lots of people will hear about you now, Bethany. That's it. Your name is all over the country. So that's fantastic. And John and Lynn, not forgetting Lynn, who is another formidable tour de force, really, a force of nature. You know, she didn't want to appear. I think she hadn't done her hair for me quite right, and I think that's probably what it was. But you and I don't care about that stuff, do we, mate? So,
not at all, not at all.
Not at all. It was lovely meeting you properly, John, and we hope we'll see you again next time we come up to Scotland.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Lots of love to you all.
God bless you.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye.
Sam. We're just going to have a little video now. Moments. This captures it entirely.
These are the moments that we love so well, precious moments caught within a spell. All too soon our lives they fade away. These are the moments that we wish would stay. And if I had my life to live again, I would choose to be with you, my friend. Time moves slowly, yet it goes so fast. And who knows how long our days will last. So cherish deep within you the love you get today. And let the moment linger, for tomorrow steals that away. Tomorrow steals that away. These are the memories that we weave so well. Lives like stories that we long to tell. When we're old, we're not too much to say. We'll have the memories that we made today. We'll have the memories that we made today.
Oh, we love that track. Beautiful song, beautifully sung, and it just gets to the heart, doesn't it? Because the words just say it. Welcome, lovely friends, Colin and Fiona. I can't believe that 2 years ago we didn't know you existed. And here we are, close personal friends. Good to see you. Colin and Fiona were our hosts. When we left John and Liz, we went across and we moved in with Colin and Fiona. So welcome. It's lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Great. Good to see you all as well.
You've survived, have you?
Yeah.
I survived. I mean, it took a bit of time to put the house back together, but we got there in the end.
Mind you, you did have around about 3,000 people in the house over the weekend, didn't you? To be fair. Goodness gracious. I mean, I didn't realise we've got somebody on. We've got the last guest is Kathy. And you didn't know Kathy, apart from the community.
Nope.
And Kathy came from Carluke, and you just said, yeah, you come and stay the night. You also had the lovely Andy and Joe, who we've made friends with now and in contact with, and he's been writing to us online. And what a pleasure it was to meet them, both Andy and Joe and Kathy. You know, a real character, a lovely lady, and all three the people. And I got ill, so Sue spent the evening with them. I fell asleep
next door. I had a lovely time. Got a word in edgeways. It was great.
You've forgotten John and Fiona.
Yeah, John and Fiona were here too.
Oh yes, of course, the Dicks. Yeah.
How could we forget forget John and Fiona? How could we forget them?
Well, we've got a little.
You're a design business.
Yeah. Well, we've got them at the end. You've got John in observation at the end. Just thank you, but thank you. Well, I think one of the things that I wanted to notice again, it's about this thing called family that you make suddenly. You weren't part of this family, but in the family of God and the family of people on this community who aren't religious either, some of them, but they're joined together as family in this community. If you see somebody there, and that's what you were to us. You suddenly became this couple we'd never met physically. We'd met you online, and you'd been very helpful to us, Colin, with CAP, and you will be in the future, I'm sure. But we'd not met you, and you welcomed us, and you know the home was ours to use, and it was just lovely. It just was so lovely of you to do this for us. But what makes you so hospitable? I suppose I should ask Fiona, because Fiona is the queen of the house, I guess, and you do as you're told, don't you, Colin? Be honest.
I'm front of house.
You don your pinny and you get out there.
You don your pinny.
I don a pinny, I do, and then I do as I'm told, really. Yes.
Yeah, you do. But Fiona, where does that come from? Where does that hospitality?
Your mother, really?
Yeah, I guess my parents. My father was a Baptist minister, and so we always had people in the house on Sundays and things. And I mean, he's been, well, they've both been gone a long time now, but they lived through some very austere times. I mean, my mum, for instance, didn't eat so that my brother could eat.
Oh, my goodness.
And she told him she'd eat with my dad, and then she told my dad later on that she'd eaten with my brother. You know, I think it comes from that. And once, I mean, this, I say, was a minister a long time ago, so things are different now, thankfully. But I think once he had a split career, he went into teaching, and then there was a bit more money around, I think. And I think then she really did love to just have people there. So we always had people in our home. Anybody at church would come home for lunch, or even, you know, Christmas Day, we would have a whole pile of people there. So I guess I just grew up with it. So it's sort of natural. But we did a course a few years ago, didn't we?
We did,
and
yes.
Bizarrely, my first on gifts given by God, and my first gift came out as hospitality, not surprisingly, probably.
And the second one was admin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you call it? She devours admin. That's vacuums it up. And she's very efficient, incredibly efficient. Don't mess with the woman and do not interfere with her admin when she's got it. And she came in. I washed things up. This was hilarious. It made me laugh. I was dutiful and washed up the plates. But then what you did, you came in and removed them and put them in the dishwasher. And I said, well, you don't have to do them. Yes, we do. We're going to look after you. And your care for people is phenomenal. And then, what happened Sunday, Sue? I mean, I'd done the service, but that was the fourth thing that I'd done, and I was
Fiona,
tired by then.
You'd said to me about having a sort of soiree or something, just a few people, and popping in with us and chatting to us. Would that be okay? Yes, that's a lovely idea. And the next thing we know, it was a sort of full turkey dinner, sit down at the table, everyone together, which was a real tour de force.
It was a tour de force.
It was amazing.
And John and Lynn Penman, they couldn't make it because the bridge was down, or
They got stuck on the
thing. But it would have been 2 more again, and you just catered for people as they turned up, and it was just, I think it was just the splendidness of your open-heartedness that was very evident. And does it come naturally to you, Colin, as well, or is it something that?
I think so. Yeah. I remember we replaced our dining room table a few years back, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when the old one literally collapsed in the middle of a family dinner. And we went to the place and we saw the table, and the guy said, "Oh, it opens out." So he showed us the one extension it went to, and he said, "You can now get, I think, 8 around at that point, or 10 around at that point." And we said, "Oh, well, that's handy." And then he said, "Actually, it goes even wider. You can open it even further."
12.
We went, "Well, that would be great, because we can get even more people around." And it does come out. We've had over Christmases, certainly we've had 16, including some CAP clients who come to light they're going to be on their own over Christmas. So we just, the table just keeps opening. I don't know how.
That's
keep putting the chairs around it.
Did you hear this song this poem that I said? And it's when in preparation, they gild their house in preparation for the king to visit. And it says, take me to the alley, take me to the afflicted ones, take me to the lonely ones that somehow lost their ways. Let him say, I am your friend. Come to my table, rest here in my garden, and you will have a pardon. And I just love the idea. Yeah, I'll take the tablets, thank you.
Everyone's waving at him saying,
yeah.
"Take
Fine.
your
But
tablets."
can I just say, can I just have them back on the screen so I can see them, please? And it feels to me that that's what you do. You say, welcome to my table. And that hospitality...
It is a real gift.
A real gift.
It's a gift that when it's exercised, when it's used well like this, it blesses so many people. And as John has commented, open heart and open home. And the gift of hospitality is one that is a very special, very warm gift to just include everyone who perhaps would not be included in something like that, which is a real blessing. You know, when we first came down to live in Guildford, we discovered that people had dinner parties. That's what they did. You know, they would invite people to a dinner party, and it would be sort of specially laid out. And
we don't care about that.
Neither of us have ever been part of that kind of thing. And we've always gone, well, we used to get all the kids from the church coming, didn't we?
We got 30
all the
children.
Boys, all the boys used to turn up. And it was just throw an extra potato in the pot to just make another vat of it.
But that was my parents as well, wasn't it? To be fair, that's what they did on everybody. They opened their home as well. Can I just have one more thing? Can you give us? You came to the concert to help us out on that in Perth,
on Friday.
On the Friday, can you just a bit cheeky, but can you tell us how it went? Because I have no idea how it went. It's the kind of thing where
rubbish.
It was awful. It was terrible. Good, thank you. Cut them off. Okay, that's the end. That's it. And then there's such a quick interview.
I mean, I thought Jonathan had been cancelled or got held up in a bridge in Cowden Beath or something. No, it was fantastic. It really was. It was a great crowd. And again, I think some of the issues we talked about already, about anxiety, about people coming back, and that nervousness, but it was a good number were there, and of course we had tonics tea cakes, so that just kind of
that did it,
made it. But no, it was we were on sales. We were that day.
Yes, we were.
And Fiona, John Lewis trained. Nobody left without a book or a CD. It wasn't happening.
Yes, it was great.
What was really interesting was there were 3 Indian young ladies there who were doing a PhD, I think, at the Lewis.
Yes, yeah.
And Jonathan took off the Indian accent in front of them, and I was cringing, thinking, "Oh my word!" But they were laughing their heads off, and I know
they loved it.
Careful about that sort of thing. You'd spoken to them, you knew whether you could do it or not, but it was just hilarious.
Well, with my heritage, I can do it.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, do you know what? I've given up. No, I don't.
Did check.
I did check, but I went and spoke to them. That's all I did, and I'm not. That's what I've done all my life, and. I am not and never will be woke. I don't care. I'm not interested. You let other people be woke. They can do what. Woke used to be a good word, right? It used but I don't care about that. People have to do what they have to do, but that don't get me involved in that. I'll do what is right, actually, and that's what was lovely at that concert. And do you know what? At the end, they helped Fiona.
Yeah.
They helped to pack us away.
Amazing. Amazing.
No, I
just want to ask a question, because I'm aware that for people like yourselves, a lot of friends have been watching Jonathan every week for 2 years or whatever. So you're used to seeing him on a television screen, chatting away to friends. How different was it for you to actually be in the concert?
It wasn't any different, I would say. Well, it felt more real, I guess, because you weren't on the screen
and you were connecting with people. Someone would yawn. You'd pick up on it, or never. Just a tip to anybody: don't ever think by not sitting in the front row you're protected from the eyes.
Well said.
The eyes of gentlemen here, because you can be in the back row, and if you. Actually, in the middle of the concert, we had a break, we had an interval for coffees and whatever, and right at the very back, you went through to get to the bathrooms, and I'd helped get everything into the kitchen and taken a last few bits through, And then I came back through to the bathroom, and then I had to sneak into the back thinking, how am I going to get in without Jonathan picking up on the fact that he's started, I'm late in because I've been helping tidy up. And I was waiting, and I just snuck in, and I fakely pretended to check some CD piles that were ready for the sales. And I thought, he won't dare pick up on me now, because I'll say, well, I'm sorting out your stall, you know. Yeah. So
did I?
Fiona.
And I didn't pick on you. See?
No, it was very real, I think.
Yeah.
But the personality, what you see is what you get all the
absolutely.
time, both in a concert, both sitting around a dinner table or a breakfast table. And I think that's what I really noticed about you, Jonathan, that you are the same wherever.
And one thing as well, Jonathan, I'd just like to say, when we were having dinner, towards the end of it, you went live at one point, but you went on to our electric piano, because little me is gradually learning the piano. And it was my son's old piano. And this piano nearly took off. I honestly thought there were keys on it that have never been hit, definitely never been hit. I was moving stuff off the sides because I keep a few bits on the sides, a few notes, and I was taking them off because I thought he needs those keys that have never been hit before. But I honestly thought that the piano was kind of almost recovered, I think. But
it was a pleasure to play it, actually. It was nice. It's funny, isn't it, how that happened? I didn't realise what time it was. I started feeling quite ill because I'd done the morning service at Cumbernauld as well. And that was I thought, is that too many? And I got up very early to make sure that I could sing at all, because by then the throat had kicked in. And I said to Sue, I don't know if I can do this. Anyway, I was thankful the piano was there. I could just get my note, see whether I can do anything, then turned up and did it. But by the time I got at 6:15, I looked at the time, I thought, I'm done. But I need to just say hello to everybody. And said hello, went live, said hello to everybody online. People keyed in, we sung Amazing Grace, and I literally collapsed into the chair next door, and I fell asleep. That was it. I didn't wake up Sue came in at something like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I was still in the chair. So and then I got quite ill. So anyway, listen, guys, it was so nice of you to host us.
Thank you.
We'll have you back, obviously, as we're talking more and more about crisis and how people can help, and CAP and everything else. But thank you for hosting us again, and thank you for being part, just up from, just a parallel, where are you? Not far from Glasgow itself, on the outskirts
So if anybody's
really.
up here on holiday, please connect with us. We have plenty of rooms, and it's interesting, this house, we keep talking about moving, because my dad used to live with us, so we have a granny flat.
In the place that we stayed,
Yeah, every time we go to think we need to move, God puts somebody into our way, either to come for a week. Searchlight Theatre Company stay with us when they're up here. So we want the house to be used.
Blue Fellingham stayed.
Yeah,
there's blue packs gradually working their way
all the way across the top.
You've got
obviously. I hope mine is the biggest. That's the only thing that I care about.
No, mine's the biggest.
Sue's is the biggest, right? Sue's is the biggest. Bless you guys. It's 20 to 9. I've got to go. Got to speak to Kathy.
Okay.
God bless you. Be good.
Bye.
Bye. See you. And I think we'll just talk to. Let's have Kathy on. Let's have Kathy on. Kathy, are you there, my darling?
They're just getting her in, I think.
And Kathy, we've known. We did a concert in Carluke some years ago, and Kathy was at this place. Now, Kathy, I believe,
they're just getting her in.
Is a librarian, and
she is.
She is.
There she is. She's ready to come on.
Right, here we go.
They're just going to bring her in. There she is.
Kathy.
Hello, Kathy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Thank you.
It's lovely. Thank you for coming on just this few minutes. I don't remember meeting you. Did I meet you the first time at Carluke when we did the concert there?
Yes. I spoke to you at the interval. I bought some of your CDs and your first.
Well, you did seem familiar, and it's the face I didn't connect all the time. I don't remember too many people. I'm getting old, Kathy. But Kathy, you were such a lovely lady. You brought us. Tell the assembled throng what you brought us in terms of.
You were so kind. You arrived with
a whole package. What did you bring for us? Tell us what you brought for us. That's going to help me in my diabetes.
Yeah, it was various tonics products like Tonics, tea cakes,
Iron brew.
shortbread, iron brew, some
Basically-
cans of iron brew, a bottle of it.
I think
Just
the
a taste
iron
of-
brew is nearly all gone.
Iron brew's gone.
I
But
think
the rest.
we've got through quite a few of the caramel wafers. We've
Yeah, they're
enjoyed
nice.
those. And we haven't dared open the snowballs or the tea
No,
cakes
they
yet,
are-
because
they
once we
are
open them, that will be it. They will
Sugar
be gone.
in a bowl. What are you thinking about?
And it was so kind of
It was
you,
so
Bethany.
nice.
My husband's type 1 diabetic too, so I've got to watch what he's eating.
Oh, so you brought them for us. Thank you very much. Anyway, it was so kind. You did say something. What did you do for a job? Have you retired now, or have you still working?
I'm retired now. Yes, I was
What
a
did-
librarian.
In Glasgow?
No, in Carluke.
And
I was
Carluke.
lucky I worked in Yes.
And you also said that, you've been watching this for a long time, haven't you? This show.
Right from the beginning, yes.
Right from the beginning. Oh, you're a lovely...
You're a star.
And you're a quiet lady. You sat in the corner opposite John Dick, bless you. And I thought, actually, she's just... You have little nuggets. Now, you said to me something about like your interactions with the royal family. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I was just thinking when I was watching the Platinum pageant about the times I've sort of come close to royal family, never actually spoken to them. The first time, sorry.
It's all right, love.
I don't think many people can say they've looked down on the Queen. I was in Glasgow with my daughter. She was in the Girls' Brigade and she was going up to Brigaders. So she had to get a different coloured T-shirt. So we went and got the T-shirt, and then since we were in Glasgow, we thought, well, we might as well just stay in for longer. We went into the Canon Galleries, and I saw two policemen talking to two elderly ladies. And the policeman said to them, well, what are you going to do now? They said, oh, we're just going home. They said, oh, why don't you wait? The Queen's coming. So this was just a coincidence. So my daughter and I, just to get a seat, we went into the cafe at the Never Knowingly Undersold store. And
yes.
Sat there, and there was only us and a few teenagers about. The police came up and had a look round and then went away again. And then the Queen appeared to unveil a plaque. The galleries had actually been opened officially by the Lord Provost the year before. But when the Queen appeared to unveil his plaque, so we were actually looking down on her, and we've got a brilliant view. If I'd been on the ground level, I would probably not be able to see her.
You're a wee lady.
Yes, you are 5'4" or something like that, aren't you?
4 foot something, I think.
4'2" or something like that. One of those. But did you enjoy watching all the pageant stuff?
Yes, and then the next time was my daughter won her Duke of Edinburgh Gold Award, so we were at Holyrood House, and the Duke of Edinburgh actually presented the awards. Even then, he had dark circles under his eyes, quite old. He was 84 at that time.
Yeah.
And some of the girls had got all dressed up to go, but I had never even thought of Gemma wearing anything other than a Girls' Brigade uniform. So the captain of the Girls' Brigade, she was standing behind me, and she said, just wait and look. You're honing the people that are wearing their uniform. And sure enough, that's what he did. Although he did try to speak to everybody.
That is fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah, well, that's closer than I got. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, we just wanted to say thank you for your
Kathy,
kindness.
for your kindness.
It was
indeed.
lovely meeting you again, because although I met you before, I've forgotten. Know your name, and we loved Carluke. It was a great place, and I hope one day we can get back there.
Yeah.
But it's been lovely having you on today, and thank you for your warmth.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'd like to thank Fiona and Colin as well for having you.
Actually, I would like to thank them very much for their hospitality.
That's fantastic.
That was lovely.
It was
I've got
special.
the recipe for the lemon tart.
Ah, You got...
It was rather delicious.
It was fabulous.
As was your cake. I have to say, you brought a lovely cake with you. Very nice.
It was like a diabetic nightmare. It was totally. Enough. We've got to finish. It's 9:45.
Bless you, love.
Bless you. Lovely to see you.
Kathy.
And see you soon. God bless.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Now, I think actually we've got one more. There's Johnny Dick.
Last Saturday night, I made my way from Cumbernauld to Cowdenbeath as JV and Sue were on their Scottish tour. It's about a 45-minute drive from here, but I was so excited to get up there to sit in the audience. My first concert of lockdown, and I have to tell you, it was quite an emotional moment. When JV walked through those doors, rubbing me in the whole bit of my head and gave me that great big hug to welcome me, it was a special reunion. You see, JV and Sue over the whole of lockdown have loved our wee family, have cared for our wee family, have supported our wee family. And even as my wee mum passed just a few months ago, they were there checking in, making sure that we were okay, and still are to this moment. So you get to see both of them, to get that big hug from JV and Sue, and just to be able to thank them personally, not on a video call or a message, but in person, to say thanks for loving us, was quite a special moment. Being there at Cowdenbeath, and John and Lynn had hosted an awesome concert, and JV on the stage where he should be, no connecting on a wee screen, but he was able to make the youngest to the oldest feel valued and part of an exceptional night. He had us laughing, he had us crying. It was just a brilliant experience, and I loved every single moment. They were staying just half a mile away from me with Fiona and Colin Richards, and the Sunday after church, JV and Sue came to church to worship with us and blessed us with a couple of songs, told us about YGAF, and that started a partnership between our church and YGAF going forward. We had a brilliant morning together, and we're really looking forward to getting them to come and do a concert here when it's possible and suitable. But you know, the brilliant thing was we went to Fiona and Colin Richards' house for some lunch in the afternoon. I got to meet Kathy Robertson. You know, that's the brilliant thing about this community. As lockdown opens up, people are getting to meet each other. One of the big members of this community who's loved and supported us, and I couldn't have got through these months without him, is David Hicks. And it's been great to welcome him here into Craig Albert Church multiple times now. And he knows he's always welcome to visit anytime. To meet Kathy Robertson and not just see her name on a screen. I'm really looking forward to meeting Stuart McCready in person, but don't tell him that. Keep it on the quiet. We had Rob and Diane here a few months ago as they were passing through on holiday, and I think we're going to see more of that as JV and Sue travel all over the country. And if you're ever in Scotland and you're passing by, the kettle's always on. But if you get an invite to go to Fiona and Colin's, then the food is exceptional. But last weekend for me was a real blessing. And I know for a lot of you guys who are getting to go to concerts now in your local area, you'll feel the same as me. Do you know, today is a special day because it's World Thank You Day. Don't know if you knew that. But I am thankful today to God for JV and Sue. I'm thankful for JV and the way that he comes alive and he brings hope wherever he goes. I'm thankful for Sue and the way that she has loved and supported and been the backbone. I thank them as a partnership, as a couple, for all they've invested in each one of us. But I'm also thankful to God that in the darkest of times, as we think of those words, the Lord bless you and keep you, the Lord make his face shine upon you and bring you peace, have gone from the pages of Scripture to be a song that has inspired each one of us in our lives in times of despair. So last weekend was awesome, and I can't wait to get you guys back to come and share here at Craig Albert and bless us again. And I'm looking forward to catching up with you as friends in the days that lie ahead. I want to say a massive thank you to Rachel and Claire and Ben for all the work that they've done. Great to meet them in person as well. Well, no Ben yet, but that's to come. But the Lord bless you, and the Lord bless us as a community as we move forward and connect with each other every step of the way. God bless you.
He's like the sun I might have known. God had granted me a son. The summers die one by one. How soon they fly. On and I am old. I will be gone. Bring him here, spring in joy. He is young. He is only a boy. You can take, you can give. Let him be. Let if I die, let me die. Let him live. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home. Thank you so much. Well, it's time to end the Scottish and begin the English.
Hooray!
And it's, so here we are again, back in England again. Travelling on the M6. We've had a great time.
Had a great
See you all
time.
very soon.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Continue straight on.
Thank you, everyone. An amazing tribute to Scotland and to all the people. And this is for two very special people, David and Elizabeth, David Hicks and his wife Elizabeth. We thank you so much for all the help that you give us, and it's your 35th wedding anniversary this week. This one is for you.
Here's life in all its mystery, the beauty and the tragedy, the silence and the symphony, and everything between. And deep inside the heart of man, the need to know and understand. Are we a part of some great plan? Just a passing dream. Philosophers philosophize, but rarely look you in the eyes. And politics is compromise, but rides the ebb and flow. Money talks and fashion screams to fill the space inside your dreams. If you want something to believe, I'll tell you what I know. My maker is my savior, my creator is also my friend, and to find him and his favor is all that matters in the end. Of the age decrees, we may not speak in certainties, but that's what Jesus is to me, the bedrock of my soul, a savior who can really save, a power stronger than the grave, the greatest gift I'll ever have, the deepest joy I know. My maker is my savior, my creator is also my friend, and to find him and his favor is all that matters. He's all that matters. He's all that matters in the end. Next one.
And this is for you, Brian Lloyd. Happy birthday for tomorrow. You're 73. I hope you're still with us after all your busyness being a magician at the various events over this weekend, but I hope you've hung on to hear this one, especially for
you. God of the moon and stars, God of the near and far, God of the fragile hearts we are, I come to you. God of our history, God of the future that will be, what will you make of me? I come to you. God of the meek and mild, God of the reckless and the wild, God of the unreconciled, I come to you. God of our life and death, God of our secrets
unconfessed, God of our every living breath, I come to you. God of the rich and poor, God of the princess and the whore, God of the ever open door, I come to you. God of the unborn child, God of the pure and undefiled, God of the outcast and reviled, I come to you. God of the war and peace, God of the junkie and the priest, God of the greatest and the least, I come to you. God of the refugee, God of the prisoner and the free, God of our doubt and certainty, I come to you. God of our joy and grief, God of the lawyer and the thief, God of our faith and unbelief, I come to you. God of the wounds we bear, God of the deepest dreams we share, God of our unspoken prayer, I come to you. God of a world that's lost, God of a lonely, lonely cross, God who has come to us, we come to you.
Well,
and that was also
beautiful.
the Dicks, whose 19th wedding anniversary.
Yes, 19th
it is
wedding
today.
anniversary today.
They were out
so
having. He was giving out at McDonald's today
Yeah.
with a candle, I believe. Yeah, he's got it. We should give him a few quid.
He's all romance,
Few
isn't
quid.
he?
He is
He's
all
romance.
romance, that
Yeah.
boy.
I'm sorry that we've run on for a little bit, but just to quickly remind you that we are still out there. And next concert in 2 weeks' time is in Chester. We're going to be doing the choir in Chester. And then on the 24th of June, we're going to be doing...
We're not doing the choir. We're doing
No,
it
we're not doing the
with
choir. We're doing it with the choir.
And
that's
so
what I meant.
So I'll be singing some songs and some, they'll be doing some with the choir as well.
Okay. Then on the 24th of June, day after my birthday, we are doing a great big concert in Guildford. It's going to be a great evening, and lots of different things will be happening, slightly different from the normal ones that we're doing, and some different stories that Jonathan's going to be telling, and they are very funny.
It's for the mayor.
And it's the mayor is promoting it, so we are going to be doing it on behalf of the mayor, which is lovely, and raising money for Challengers, which is an amazing charity which has been supporting children in Guildford with special needs and disabilities for so many years, and they need the funds, and we are delighted to be raising money for them. And then many more in the diary. It's on at jonathanveira.com if you want to find out more about the concerts and how to get tickets and so on. If you want to contact me, then it's sue@jonathanveira.com. Don't forget to go onto YouTube and to click on like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. The more people that do that, the better it is, and you will get all these lovely little videos that we've been doing. So what's not to like, really? And it
costs you nothing.
And it costs you nothing. And sue@jonathanveira.com is the email that you write to if you want to know anything, if you want to know about concerts, if you want to know about putting on a concert, or if you want to order any CDs, you can ask me there as well. So that's me done. It's late. Time to finish.
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine on you. The Lord bless you and keep you, and give you his peace, and give you his peace. We'll be back next week, and then off for another couple of weeks, working away. So be tuned in next week, 8 o'clock, for JV live from the Steinway room. And we thank you to the tech team who've been all on board tonight.
Rachel. Thank you,
and
Claire.
next week it'll be all with Sue again, I think. And so that will be, so be there or be square.
Yes.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.